Want to give Oklahoma a lot of credit. Porter's a phenomenal coach. He's doing a great job there. Kids are tough. They compete, and they had an amazing tournament. So winning a championship down here is a heck of an accomplishment if you look at the caliber of teams and programs that came down here. So, I was proud of our guys. They fought. They just played with so much grit. You look at the stat sheet and we out rebounded them by 22. That's usually a pretty good indicator that you played your butt off. They did too. Just made a few more plays than we did, and you got to give them credit and tip the cap. And it was a fun 3 days to get to the championship. It was a heck of an accomplishment. Our kids are crushed in there right now, because really believed even, down the stretch with a couple minutes left and we were a little shorthanded that we were going to find a way to pull out a win, but give Oklahoma a lot of credit.
Brooks Holton on Zoom.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, you seem pretty, I'm upset there by the call, or I guess no call, on that last pass there from Chucky, trying to get the ball in bounds. You thought the guy's hand might have gone over the line. Did you get any kind of, talk with the official, and, did they give you like an explanation as to kind of, on what they saw versus what you saw there?
No, I don't think they were in a mood to give me an explanation because I was losing my mind. I get pretty passionate and emotional sometimes, and and just got to keep my cool a little bit better. Look, sports is sports, life is life. Things don't always go your way. Sometimes the ball bounces in for you. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce in for you. Sometimes you get a favorable call. Maybe sometimes you don't. And that's just how it is. I have a lot of respect for all three of those officials, and it's just the way the ball bounces and the way it goes sometimes. So there's a billion other things we could have done throughout the course of the game, to not have us down 3 in that situation. So I'll go back and watch all billion of those things, and we'll clean those things up as we get ready for the next game.
Yeah, Pat, early second half, your big kid goes down. Kind of changes your defensive game plan a little bit when he's out because he'd been playing well for you.
Yeah. Kaysen's a terrific player. We'd be, if you look at the efficiency ratings and the KenPom ratings, things like that, we were skyrocketed. We've been skyrocketing up the charts in terms of our defensive efficiency, becoming one of the best defensive teams in the country. And, Kaysen's a big part of that. He's got terrific instincts of blocking shots, touching the ball, deflecting the ball. He's a big part of that. So, but again, that's how sports go. And he had an injury and went down, and our guys didn't blink an eye. They had great resiliency and resolve. And, our rotation got a little bit shorter, but the guys that played their hearts out, put us in a position to win the game.
Now you have all new players, but the one common thread seems to be the kids' ability to want to be competitive in big games. This tournament had its quality wins for it.
Yeah. You're right. That is the common thread throughout the course, throughout the, throughout our entire program, through our entire roster. We value winning and we value winners, toughness, competitiveness, basketball IQ, people that make people around them better. Those are huge tenets of our program in terms of how we evaluate who we bring into our organization. And we got a roster full of those type of guys, and they showed that the last 3 days.
Tyler Graber on Zoom.
Yeah, Pat, I think you kind of answered this a little bit right there in that last part of that answer to that last question. But what do you think you showed people who have watched Louisville basketball in recent years about what you guys are doing with this showing in the Bahamas these past 3 games?
I've said this before, but our goal always is, not to win this number of games and win a national championship. Obviously, winning a national championship at Louisville is the standard that's been set here for a long, long time. But I stole this from Jay Wright, and our only goal is to strive to have the #1 culture in the country. Whether we do or not, I don't know, because there's not rankings and a scoreboard for that, but we strive to be that every single day. And we're so laser focused on the process of excellence. And I'm a big believer that if you stay that way and you do that consistently through the thick and the thin, through the ups and the downs, through the wins and the losses, through the injuries, um, the results end up taking care of themselves. And we not only, encourage our guys to compete that way as basketball players, but to also live their life that way as well.
Back to Brooks on Zoom.
Yeah, and you already kind of touched on, the impact that Kaysen has and when he's not on the court. Did you, since he went down, have you been able to learn anything about, the specifics of the injury or just how bad it is?
No, I don't have an update on any of that yet. I mean, the game just ended and I go right to the media, so I don't have any word on that yet.
Just one quick thing about Chucky Hepburn.
Mm-hmm.
He's turning into one of the better point guards in Division I basketball.
Yeah.
And he's no longer in the background. He's really kind of stepped up for you guys.
Yeah, geez, it's not like this was Chucky Hepburn's coming out party. I mean, gosh darn, that kid is a decorated player now. I mean, he's played in a great program for the last 3 years and he's won championships. You talk about winning, Chucky Hepburn is winning personified. So anybody that says this is his coming out party, like you're sleeping the last 3 years as a college basketball fan. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, but, Chucky, through this recruiting process from the first time I talked to Chucky, like, I'm a former point guard and Chucky scored well over 1,000 points, but I've missed 1,000 points by 874. So I wasn't near the caliber of point guard that he was, but, I like to think, and this is what I told him. I said, this is the place you should come because we want it to become point guard and Chucky is kind of the guy that is setting the tone for that because the point guard's the head of the snake. It's the coach on the floor. It's the extension of the coach on the floor, and Chucky exemplifies that in so many ways. He's playing with such bravado, with such confidence. We're pouring confidence into him, and he's just playing at such a high level, and you can see that every game.
Brooks Holton on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm sure after this trip, I'm having a couple days of rest. Will feel like a long downtime, but there's not a lot of downtime heading into the game against, Ole Miss on Tuesday. Just wondering, how you balance, getting these players rested after some tough games versus also trying to make sure that they're ready to play on Tuesday night as well and get that preparation.
We'll just do what we do. You have 3 days to get ready. Tomorrow is obviously recovery is the first priority. Recovery is the second priority. Recovery is the third. I mean, they played 3 rock fights, as I like to call them, the last 3 games that were extremely physical and hotly contested games with big crowds, big moments, with really, really big lights. So our guys, are physically and mentally fatigued, as is all the teams that came down here. And, we'll refresh tomorrow and then we'll get back after it and have 2 great days of preparation, getting ready for a really, really good Ole Miss team that's very well coached as well.
Back to Tyler on Zoom.
Yeah, but I know you've been high on Kenai Ruth's all year really, but he got a bit more time today after Kaysen went out. Just what'd you see out of him in this game and this trip as a whole for a young player?
Yeah, I mean, he just I've said it time and time again. His future is blindingly bright because he's ultra talented. He's got a great mentality, works hard every single day, studies the game, and with our rotation the last couple weeks with us having a couple guys go down, he's been thrust into a little bit bigger role, and he is a guy that approaches the process the right way, and there's no doubt he's going to continue to get better. I thought he gave us great minutes. He gives us great energy, plays hard to flex the ball, and we're going to need him to get better and better, which he will.
Brooks Holton, last one.
Yeah, after you guys fought back to make it, like a 1 or 2 score game, I'm just wondering, is there anything that kind of stands out to you as just trying, as to things that kept the team from, getting them over the hump and taking the lead there late?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back and watch the tape, and there's always things you can do better and improve on, and we'll study that here over the next couple days. But I mean, our guys shorthanded did everything they could to get in a position to win the game. Sometime the ball bounces your way and goes in, and you tip your cap to them. They made game-ending plays and huge plays when they needed to have them. And, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce in for you, and that's just how it goes. So give all the credit, or give a lot of credit to Oklahoma. Found a way to pull out a really tough win, and we'll move on to the next thing.
All right, thank you.